Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think they generally should have just done? They should add their own idle mechanics at this point. Like, they're never going to ban any botters, because if you ban the people that are botting, I generally reckon that you'll have, like, 30% of the player base left. Like, that's my honest opinion. I think if they banned every single player that was botting, or macroing, or just any, like, using any exploit, the player base would shrink dramatically. And like I said, that's going off the fact that I've been running around. I've seen about 4 people talking and playing the game. And a lot of people from stream have, like, obviously came in and were actually playing and communicating. But when I go to, like, areas that are, like, good to farm, there's just always people teleporting back and forth. Always. Like, they'll just teleport in the room, one-tap something, and then disappear. And if you run around, you'll see them, like, teleport. Like, I'm on Swordhaven EU right now. It's not very populated, but, like, let's just have a look, shall we? If I go here, normally there's someone that would teleport around and just kill everything, but whether or not that's accurate right now. Maybe this guy is actually just playing, like, poor example, but, like, if I go to Ardix, you'll normally have people that just, like, kind of teleport here, right? Like, they'll teleport into this room, kill these, disappear. Like, pretty much 24/7. Like, if you're on the main, like, Arctic server, like, the popular servers, there's always someone botting. And like I said, I can see why people bot. Like, I get that. I can see why people bot. The game is repetitive. It's repetitive in nature. It's very basic in nature. It's not very, you know, thingy. That's why most of the time I'm playing the game, I'm either streaming or I'm playing with Sani, or I'm literally watching stuff and just letting my mind shut off and I'm just clicking. Because the game's repetitive, like, but that's just what the game is. And I'm not saying the game is bad, but it does, like, it makes sense that people are botting. I completely understand it. That's why I'm saying it's probably more beneficial for, at this point, to just make idle options. Just develop idle options. They've pretty much already done this, right? You can now turn in quests wherever you want, making the grind so much easier than it has to be. Well, not necessarily has to be, but it makes everything a lot easier. You don't have to keep running back and forth like you used to. So they've kind of added stuff there to help. Like, it's kind of like a combat, like, oh yeah, you don't have to bot because you can do this quickly. And yes, this is much quicker compared to, like, 2012 farming. The current state of farming is quicker. But I don't think Ardix Entertainment can really do anything against botting at this point. Like, there is a lot of things they could do to hinder it. For example, like captures. They could just be extremely annoying, so botting isn't effective. But again, I imagine people will just stop playing the game. They just won't continue. Do you think botting ruined your experience playing the game? It doesn't ruin my experience, because I don't bot. But I imagine if you are botting, I guess it would depend on how much. If you just bot everything you do, then yeah. Why you even, like, at that point, why even play the game? You know? They're essentially just turning the game into a idle, what's it called? Idle sim? What are them games? Idle sims? What? Idle battle? I don't know. The idle games, like, the game's basically becoming that. And if you're wondering why I'm not playing on Ardix, it's exactly what Pear just said, pretty much. When I'm on the main, like, when I'm on the busiest servers, everywhere I go, it's just bots. That's it. Like, everywhere I go on Ardix, bots. And they just teleport one tap, teleport one tap, teleport one tap. Like, everything just constantly dies. So it's pointless. So I just play on lower pop servers. I know you can, for example, like, let's say I wanted to farm, I don't know, Ice Storm. Let's say I wanted to farm Ice Storm Arena and I'm on the main server. I know I can just go like this. Like, of course I could just do that. I don't have to play on this server. But the other reason is I get good ping on this server. I'm in EU, so If I play on main servers, I get like 300 ping, which creates lag, and the game's just not as interesting for me. Because if you haven't noticed, I play with animations on, because I find it like if I play the game and animations are off, it feels so boring to like watch and play. I like to play with my animations on. Like, look at these animations; they're pretty fucking good. Like, I like looking at it. I generally enjoy it. So if I'm playing on a server with 300 ping, I get fucked up. You know, like, everything just jitters and lags non-stop. So that's why I choose this server. It's not necessarily because there are bots, but botting can affect the game when you sign in and everyone's just teleporting around. And I'm not saying everyone is botting either. I'm just saying that a lot of the time there are bots. Like, I'd love to give an example. Let's have a look, shall we? What's a common area being farmed? I might have to change server. Let's see how easy it is to find a bot, shall we? Also, Pearcan, thanks for following, dude. I hope you're having a good day. What's a common farm right now? This is a common farm, right? Okay, there's two. I saw two people. You've got this guy, Seraph PRH, and you've got Bard Doc. You think they're actually playing the game? Or do you think they're teleporting around the map and, like, botting? I think it's safe to say they're botting, right? Because this is not a function that's in the game. Now, does it affect me? Not really. I could just stand here if I wanted to and still farm. As long as I have a farming class, that is. However, if I was to play, like, if I'm a new player and I wanted to farm something and I had warrior, then yeah, it would be much harder to farm because I wouldn't be able to attack the mob. So at the same time that it doesn't affect players, if you were looking for a group or you wanted to use a public room to farm something because you're not strong enough, you're gonna struggle a lot more if you don't have the correct thing. Which brings in the whole pay to win aspect as well. You know? But that's how easy it is to bot. And I'm sure if I, like, just to prove my point, I'm sure if I just go in here, I'm sure the same thing will happen, right? Or are they just staying in here? I can't tell. That guy's just in here. Inspector Trisp is on the case. Maybe not. But in pretty much every, like, normal farm area I've been to, you're always going to have them people that just teleport around killing things. No. But that's all I will say. Like, if you are botting, I don't hate you. I don't, like, I'll be honest, I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me that you are botting the game. If that's how you're having fun, then that's how you're having fun. Like I said, it's extremely tedious. That's the point of the game. Like, it just is extremely tedious, unfortunately. And that leads to these issues. But at the end of the day, it's Arctic's Entertainment's fault for allowing it to go on for so long. Someone recently told me, like earlier today, they said that they hired someone who made a bot client. Like, they made their own client for AQW, and they got hired. So they just cheated and published it, and they got hired by Arctic's Entertainment to actually work. Which I still find it weird, but I'm sure it helped get a lot of features. But if they need anything, they need QA testers. Because there's so many goddamn exploits and bugs in this game still that like botting is a big deal to a lot of people, and botting is obviously one of the issues. But there are so many exploits that I could discuss that I'm not going to discuss. And I don't use exploits myself, but there are a lot of bugs and a lot of exploits with this game. It's still running on Flash, so yeah. But yeah, that's my opinion on botting Watermelon, as in-depth as I can make it. It's basically do whatever you want. It doesn't really bother me. Same with the pay-to-win aspect of this game. it doesn't affect me, right? Like if someone else has bought all the stuff that I can either buy or farm myself, it's completely fine, as it's not, the game isn't PvP orientated. I'm not losing anything. I'm not really winning anything either. I just right now I'm just playing it for nostalgia and for fun. So I'm kind of content with it at the moment. Like earlier today, I just farmed this armor and I'm loving it. What was it? Void Spartan. I'm loving it. I think it's great. So yeah.